Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in today. It is ModelcarNick here, and we're going to be going over this lovely Porsche 911 Singer. This is the 964 generation. So Singer, if you don't know what this kind of sub-brand is they kind of redesigned some of the Porsche more classic cars. They are starting to get into some of the newer cars, but they're kind of known for just, taking an already really cool car, making it even cooler, drive better, lighter, all that stuff, making it a lot nicer place to be. So to have this model car is actually kind of cool just because, I've had quite a few 964s in my collection. Most notably my blue 964 RS. I really like that car, but I think this is such a kind of even more cool model compared to that one just because of, I guess, kind of the rarity of this model and just kind of how unique it looks. So we'll start off with the spec overall. You can kind of see it. This is actually based off of a real car in real life, and the details are pretty close, as you can see, minus the interior. While this car has kind of a more brownish interior, the real one has a kind of a more red kind of looking interior. But so the paint itself, though, is kind of a gloss finish. You can see there's no metallic sparkle in there at all, but it looks really cool. And then you kind of have this kind of pinstripe going down the side with the Porsche script written across the side of it. So really cool spec. On the back right here, I'll show you real fast. We have a little ducktail spoiler. So really cool looking model overall. We can kind of get into some of the details now. So starting up here at the front, the first thing I always point out on the 964 is just kind of how interesting the headlight design is. So, these kind of arches for the wheel wells kind of protrude really high up against the middle section of the hood. So really interesting design. I really like it on this car. It stands out a lot. And then the headlights, as you can see, not really too much going on in there. It looks like the lenses are kind of fogged up or scratched up a little bit. But this is a used model, so, wouldn't expect it to be perfect, and it probably wasn't perfect from factory. So the next thing I kind of noticed immediately is this circle on the hood. So I actually had no idea what that was. I always wondered why Singer put this on the hood of their car. But that is actually a fuel filler cap. So you'll go ahead and fill your car up right here in the center, which honestly I think is a bad idea just because you might spill fuel all over the beautiful hood of this really rare car. So I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. And that being said, there's actually also another thing right there. So I don't know if there's technically supposed to be two fuel filler caps, but if anyone that knows the Singer brand better than I do, I'm interested to hear what is this second little circle doing on the rear quarter of the car. But anyway, so really cool front end. Porsche logo obviously still stays on the front, and it's kind of just a decal, but it looks actually really nice and crisp. So pretty good there. Front bumper itself, nothing really too crazy going on, as you can see. It looks like it's starting to kind of degrade over time, or maybe it's just dirty. You can kind of see some of the scratches on the hood or just dirt and hair, but it is what it is. So if you can kind of look at the front of the car, as you can see, it does have some grills up here, but it appears to be, I can't really tell. I think that's actually real mesh, so that's kind of cool. It feels very metally. But kind of on the lower end of that, we have the front splitter, which doesn't actually stick out past the front bumper, so kind of interesting. We'll move down to the side so you can see kind of the turn signal indicators or whatever that might be. Wheels themselves. So one thing to mention about this particular model is that the wheels are almost curved, as you can see. They kind of have a rough edge on all of them, so I'm not too sure if that's a factory defect or maybe if the previous owner just likes curbing his model car wheels somehow. I don't know how you would do that, but anyways, so the wheels are just, they look good, but they're not perfect. As you can see, kind of a two-tone with a kind of a chrome dish and a blunter or a black center kind of the wheel where the spokes are. You can't actually see really anything through there, to be honest. I can see there is rotors behind there, but I'm not seeing any brake calipers. Not too big of a deal just because the way these wheels are designed, you wouldn't really expect to see too much behind there. So another thing that kind of really made me want to get this model originally is just because I really like the livery on this. It's super simple. I know some people out there don't like the kind of stickers on the car, but I really think it kind of brings some character to it and makes it look a little bit more unique, just color combination wise. So I'm a really big fan of these. As you can see, Porsche script again and kind of a pinstripe and body color running down the center of that kind of rectangle line going through it. But it is just kind of on the side of the car. Can't see it on the front. You know, it doesn't really match the rear, so you don't get it anywhere else besides the side of the car. One big thing about the 964s are the rear arches. So you can kind of see how wide this car actually is in the rear. It kind of fans out a lot towards the back, as you can see. So kind of interesting to look at it from that perspective, but it is kind of insane, you know, the stance of this car in the rear. So as you can see, kind of a dual center exhaust right there with some kind of silver tips, not chrome exactly. They're brushed aluminum, and you can even see the muffler back there. So really cool detail. Might as well pick this thing up and see what's underneath it. You can kind of see the 6-cylinder engine that's underneath this thing, and not really too much else. So pretty cool. I did forget to mention, here's the box. You probably saw it in the background. Cool that there's a print on it. It's actually on both sides, top and bottom. And on the face of it, it says 1 of 1,000 models. So God knows which one this one actually is, but allegedly it's 1 in 1,000. So kind of cool there. Another thing about the rear bumper, though, is this kind of rear section with, you know, chrome on the side, and then you kind of get this metal bull bar sticking out the back that's also finished in chrome. So really cool. I really like that detail. Obviously, Singer license plate right there in the center, and then the Porsche script written across the top in gold, and then another Singer badge right there. So it looks pretty cool. I'll kind of zoom in on that. Whoa. Well, I'm sorry about that. That was terrible cameramanship or whatever you would call it. But yeah, taking a look at the rear deck lid, though, as you can see kind of the ducktail spoiler right there. It's not too huge on this car, but, you know, it does look pretty nice. I really like the detail on the top of it, though. It's kind of this metal chrome mesh grill back here. Obviously, this is not a fully opening model, so you can't open up the trunk or anything like that, or the doors. But that's pretty standard for all KK models. I don't think they've ever made anything opening, but we'll take a look at this interior now. And as you can see, just a really, really detailed, well, not really detailed, but anyways, you know, it looks pretty cool. Nice texture on the seats. You can kind of even see the metal little circles sitting in there. So it looks really nice. The steering wheel itself, you know, it's kind of black in there, but I can see it's like a 3-spoke steering wheel. Let me try to get a different angle of it from the side, but here's kind of the seats again. Let's see if this might be better. And it is a little bit, so as you can see, wow. I don't know why the zoom in doesn't work that well, but anywho, you can kind of see the orange dials on the gauge cluster. Obviously you have the manual gear shifter right there, and a really nice handbrake that has a leather wrap around it. So really cool up there. There's some wood on the dashboard. You can see all the buttons really nice and clearly. So honestly, a really good looking interior. I think it, you know, contrasts the paint very well. Here's kind of a look at the rear. So even some pretty good details back there as well. So, you know, I really do like this car. I really like the spec. You know, it's not obviously accurate in the interior to the real car like I showed you earlier, but just the way it sits, you know, having this on your desk, what a lovely you know, model car. One thing I forgot to point out as well is around the windows, you can kind of see the metalwork around the whole entire sides and the front windshield. So it looks really, really nice. Really lovely model. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And also, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe if you don't mind. It helps me keep going with the YouTube channel, and I really appreciate all you guys' support. But anyways, overall, like I said, I love this model. If I had to rate it on a scale 1 to 10, I'm probably going to give it a 8, honestly. Maybe it deserves a little bit less just because it's not opening, and, you know, the wheels and stuff like that. So maybe, yes, 7.5 sounds about right for this car. Price-wise, you know, $100 or so will get you this car. I've seen them go for like 120 around these days. So something a little bit below that, and I think you're going to be really happy with this car, and I don't think you'll, well, I won't say you won't lose any money on it, but, you know, it's a pretty good investment, I think. These 964s, especially special in a good-looking colorway like this, I think it would be, you know, just something good to hold on to. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you look in the background real quick, I'm just going to introduce you to the 675 LT project I had going on. This car was actually completely destroyed, so I'll make a video about this pretty shortly. But yeah, little sneak preview. If you made it this far, let me know you saw the 675 LT in the background. Anyways, so again, thanks to you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Bye.